Hi guys! Jake, Marissa, and Dave! Here for more live reactions to Power Rangers Dino Supercharge. So, yes, at long last we finally got Dave
on the couch.
On the couch for a live
Dave
reaction.
on the couch. Super dapper. Bow ties? Bow ties are cool.
Yes,
they are. I wear a bow tie now.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get you in on a live reaction for the past year.
Well, there was twice that we tried to arrange it and then things fell through.
Yeah, well, there were times when we thought that you weren't going to be here, and then I was going to invite Dave, but then you ended up being here.
Then you still could have invited Dave.
True. That was before we started doing guest people, which started when TJ kind of crashed a little bit. Well, he
TJ is why we
had
have a swear
asked.
jar.
Yes.
Dave has been
we still have
informed.
it.
I've been made aware.
Yes.
And I fully understand TJ and causing these.
Oh, hey, when Christy came over the first time, she actually rang the doorbell during
Yeah, that was completely unplanned. It was great. It was just she rang the doorbell.
Because she could hear us in here talking. She's just like, "Oh, your neighbors must be home," and we had hung out with her a few times.
Yeah, so
she's like, "I'm gonna come over and hang out with them," because
we're like, "Hi, we're in the middle of filming something. Do you want to join us?" And they're like, "Okay." And that was
so the swear jar was completely sprung on her because she had no idea what she didn't even know she was going to film a
live reaction.
Yeah, she just walked in while we were already filming, and it was live, so we just kept going.
There was a little kind of a moment there where we were trying to figure out whether she was going to stay or whether she was going to go.
Yeah, this is one of one of the few times when we actually get to see Dave as opposed to as Guy. So.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the only other time they got to see Dave as Dave was in the thank you video.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So Dave, you want to tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Hi.
What? Why don't you tell them more about yourself?
Oh, about myself, you say? I'm Dave. Hi. I've known this guy since high school at this point. So
yeah, it's been a long time. It's been over 15 years now.
Jeepers.
Yeah. About 16 years.
And that's how you got roped into this.
Yeah. Because we didn't really know each other during the first half of freshman year, but we got to know each other during Guys and Dolls.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you were in Midsummer Night's Dream.
No, I think that was the only drama I skipped, or one of the few dramas I skipped.
Yeah, I think that was the only show you skipped. Well, unless you count Casserole during senior year, but that was... I was the only senior involved in that show.
Casserole?
It was a student-written show. It was interesting.
I don't even remember hearing about it at this point.
I had to change up my role about 40 minutes before the show went on. Because the kid who was supposed to play the father character, his parents were like, yeah, no, he needs to go to this baseball thing instead. And it's like, why? He's in a show. His parents were apparently idiots. I don't know.
I ran into that a couple of times when I was stage managing for Cinderella, where the parents of the kids, that they bring the kids to the auditions, they get the kids in the show, and then they would complain that the kids were spending too much time at the show. They'd be like, well, she can't come to the show today because she's grounded, and it's like, okay, I don't think you understand the commitment you made.
Yeah, this was a show that only had one performance, and the parents said he couldn't go to the one performance because he had to go to a baseball dinner instead. So
that's the sort of conflict you should know about when you audition.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's the reason why they say conflicts.
Well, apparently his team had won, and so he had to go to the thing. It was
the number of parents who thought that it was optional for their kid to show up to Cinderella rehearsal.
Yeah.
We had a few that were really great. They got their kid there every single time.
Yeah.
Everything was good.
Yeah.
And then, honestly, if I recall correctly, most of the kids whose parents kept treating it as optional never even made it to opening night.
Yeah, no.
Because they got cut.
But yeah, I was cast as the narrator because I have the narrator voice. And
like you do.
And so I was the one character.
Previously on Power Reviews.
Yes. Yeah, in case you didn't know, the previously on Power Reviews, that's me.
Surprise!
Previously on Power Reviews. But Yeah, so I was the only character who could be, kind of taken out of the show, and then they had somebody else just read as the narrator from behind the stage.
Fair enough.
And so I then became the father, and I knew the part well enough, and I ended up having to improvise a bit of it as well.
That sounds like my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
I almost cussed there.
Well, actually, I did know the role. I knew the role well enough to do it, but there was a scene change that took long, and so they was like, Jake, we don't have much time to do the scene change. Can you just kind of stretch it out a little bit? Like, okay. So I go out, and it's all supposed to be me having a conversation on a phone, which, for all I remember, it was probably my hand that I was talking into, because it was that kind of show. So I just went off on tangents about my evil plans for half a minute. I don't even remember what I said. It was and then we'll be in control for who knows how long.
Completely plot relevant, or did you just turn the dad into an evil guy?
No, he was the villain of the show.
Oh, okay.
I had a very distinctive laugh. My evil laugh was mwah, mwah, mwah.
Okay.
We've talked about this show for way too long.
Yes.
Well then.
Now instead we should talk about the Power Rangers show.
Which we're going to be casting to our television via Jake's telephone here.
Yes, our DVR did a stupid thing where it was working and then it decided not to work.
Suddenly it was at 0%.
Yeah.
And everything that we recorded was still there, but if you went to try and watch it, it was 1 minute of nothing.
Yeah.
It wasn't even said that it started at...
It was from noon to... It was from 11:58 to 11:58. I'm like, what, that's not a recording. What it...
It's just blank space and there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Design feature, just to free up space for
I lost 17 episodes of NCIS that I have been saving to watch with Molly.
Ooh. Well, at least it's almost a season's worth, so you'll be able to catch it up on Netflix, I guess.
That on Netflix.
But fortunately...
I just finished catching up on a bunch of other stuff on demand.
Nickelodeon.com puts all the episodes online, just like when we watched the
pilot,
the original, first episode,
which we watched from the other couch last time. But
yes.
Now we have a smart TV.
Yes.
So we can watch Nick.com on the TV.
So I've got it up on my phone, and I've done the screen mirroring to the TV because technology. I mean, it's totally the SQUI. It's Selective Quantum Utility Electronic Eyeline that's totally queuing up all of this. All right, so this is episode 6 of Power Rangers Dino Supercharge.
7's actually on the DVR.
And Dave, have you?
No, he hasn't.
Have you watched a single episode of Dino Charge?
I have not. No.
Okay. Going into it cold. So
that's where we're coming from.
Even Christy at least came in on the season premiere of Dino Supercharge. Dave, you're getting it cold.
Going in blind.
Here we go. Going in blind. And go. Play. Do the thing with the thing.
It's doing the circle.
Give me a moment. Is it?
Oh, here we go.
Hey,
it's
working. Just a little delayed reaction.
Give it a second. It's going into space.
Now we've got to watch this
going.
with a little green slime in the corner and the movie and info thing on the side.
Yeah. Okay. There it goes.
Because you can't get rid of that.
It's doing things. It's Nickelodeon things, and
the Ghostbusters a-sized version of
and
the slime.
It's coming.
There's a box underneath.
Wow,
the slime.
this is really delayed. Hey, there it's working.
Opa!
Except for the raptor, who doesn't get the glow.
Neither did the Triceratops.
Yeah, it should have glowed pink.
Yeah.
Look, E.T. gets to pick and choose.
What did you just say?
Which E.T.
No, before that.
Poor Raptor? I don't even remember.
I don't know.
I thought I heard the F word.
No.
Okay.
I don't
we
think
know
so.
that Dave is such a vulgar individual.
Truth.
Hey!
Sweet! Why are they planning their climb in their ranger
Okay, so the green, the Aqua Ranger is the Red Ranger's dad.
His long-lost dad.
Okay.
Who's apparently not aged since he became a Power Ranger.
Cool, so they can be best friends.
Right.
Oh. Zodak rings.
Check out this super plunger. Who's the conductor?
That's Heckle. He's the current big bad.
Okay.
Well, see, he has another form
Yeah.
named Snide.
Yes, Heckle and Snide.
Dr. Heckle and Mr. Snide. Sorry, Conductor Heckle and Mr. Snide.
Yeah, roughly.
Rangers, Power Rangers.
Power Rangers, Power Rangers. That's Snide.
Okay.
Rubber suit monster.
To survive. Try to break
The Blue Ranger is a caveman who also stopped aging when he became a Power Ranger. And the Gold Ranger is a knight.
Also
medieval
stopped
character. Yes.
Okay.
And
And E.T. is just E.T.
E.T. is Keeper.
Okay.
He's the guy who gave the crystals to the dinosaurs back right before the meteor hit and extincted the dinosaurs. And apparently when they get all 10 of them, and they give them back to him, he can leave, and the aliens will stop harassing the Earth.
Gotta catch them all.
Pretty much.
Alright.
We're one short.
Okay, so we've got 9 so far.
Yes.
I'm assuming there's 1 per ranger.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, we're up to 9 Rangers now.
Okay.
We only see Graphite occasionally.
He's actually royalty in another country.
Yes.
Okay, so he can't always come and help.
Really?
Oh man, commercials.
Really? We're going straight into commercial?
Yeah.
This is... And the commercial is so much louder than the actual show, because of course it is.
I mean, who doesn't want to hear My Little Pony loud and clear?
Yes. Maybe there are at least fewer commercials than normally. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Is this a commercial or is this?
No,
I don't know what's
there's the
happening.
Is it
TVY7.
weirding anyone else out?
Nope,
that
it's nerve.
TVY7 is so far down the page.
Yeah,
It
there's
should be in the
I don't know.
corner,
It's just
but
chilling
instead
there.
it's just chilling halfway down. Ooh, Nerf.
Yeah. Okay, that was impressive. Did you see that?
Yeah.
They fired-
Modulus, God, I
they
love
fired-
you, Modulus.
They fired a dart.
No, you don't
through
understand. Modulus
a
is the most beautiful
paper
Nerf
towel,
gun that has ever been
toilet paper
created.
tube as it was falling.
That's just the one
impressive.
that's up there.
Well, see, the Modulus actually comes in a bazillion different parts, including several different core ones that you can modulate. There's a Modulus centerpiece that's actually the same as my Retaliator. I love my Retaliator. I need to get the Modulus clips because they're banana clips, and they look so bad.
Hey, back to Power Rangers. Cool.
Hey. Ooh,
Hey, sword fighting.
fencing.
The guy who likes fencing gets to fight against the knight.
Welcome back, Tyler. Mr. Navarro.
Hey.
The caveman speaks
And
pretty good
Austin.
English.
Yes, he does.
And Austin's back. Yes.
Aunt Austin?
And Austin.
And
And he's apparently doing a really nice cave painting.
yeah.
What? Dad, there's something I need to tell you about Coda. He's actually a cave.
He's a kid.
If I'm not mistaken, it's from Xandar. Yes, that is right.
That's where he was a knight.
Replica. King George himself gave me this sword. The King George gave it to you? You're right. Next, you'll be telling me that he's the Prince of Xandar.
Oh, he actually is.
Philip III. Pleased to meet you, Mr. Navarro.
It's true.
Because why not?
He is the prince. And Coda is a caveman. He discovered the blue energem 100,000 years ago. Oh, and Ivan was a knight of Xandar 800 years ago.
When they bonded to their energems, they
was
stopped
600.
aging. Just as you stopped aging.
It's been a
10
couple
years
hundred
ago.
since the last episode.
Honestly, you and Tyler look more like brothers than you do father and son.
Yeah.
Who's the bro?
Yeah.
Oh, the bro? That's
Chase. He's from New Zealand.
He's a Kiwi
Okay.
who loves to skateboard.
Cool.
So he's definitely a
It's
bro.
great that we have that we got Prince Philip in this episode.
Yeah.
From all of our energems.
But is he in a can?
We still have 2 left to transmute. The graphite
Prince Philip in a can.
and aqua energems.
Ooh, are they gonna combine them?
10 years of my life. Then again, it saved my life.
What?
How did it happen?
Yeah, let's get
What's
the details
transmute
on
mean?
this.
I don't know. Well, I mean, transmute, alchemy, went into gold.
I don't know.
Rusty and I were exploring a
Rusty.
network of caves when the place started to collapse. Rusty was in trouble, so I went back for him. He got out, but I was trapped
Oh, for the love of
falling rock.
cripes.
After the dust,
Oh my...
I realized I couldn't move.
Gee,
No.
golly ollie.
No, Ollie's over there somewhere.
Fossil.
Eh,
I didn't really understand.
Hang on,
what
this is
was
actually important.
happening, but unfortunately, somebody else did.
Oh no,
A
who's this?
creature I'd seen stalking us the day before.
Is this Fury? Really, Fury?
he's a bumblebee.
Days later, I found my way out of the cave, but Fury never stopped chasing me. He was relentless. It was like he could smell my energy.
Yeah.
That's when I knew I couldn't go home again.
Okay.
Risk putting my
But
family in
who
danger.
says you can't go home?
Can you ever forgive me?
Of course. Dad, you didn't have a choice.
Okay.
But you don't have to run anymore.
What's that?
Except to answer this emergency.
Yeah.
Let's check it out.
I'm still gonna say though,
Philip, I'm still transmuting your energems.
did you not
What do you mean transmuting the energems? What? I don't remember transmuting anybody else's energem.
Don't
I
worry.
don't know. I don't know what that
We'll be
means.
fine.
The Rangers aren't taking the bait. Sit tight, Hunter. They'll come.
We're transmuting. Meaning
Oh,
we
hey
don't
Ollie.
necessarily
Hey Ollie.
have...
Ollie, get your tail out of the mic. You can come. You can come up here. Come on. Up here. Up here. Come on. There we go.
Distracted, just as I hoped.
Bring out the super plunger.
Super plunger.
Okay, so this Fury dude with the yellow shoulders.
The bumblebee.
The bumblebee's been hanging around. No, not the bumblebee. That's the bumblebee. That's not this bumblebee dude.
Right, but the guy
Well,
with
well-
the
Wolverine
crazy sword.
shoulders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wolverine shoulders, because
Okay.
I call him that because of the. He's got like
Yeah.
Wolverine claws coming out of his shoulders.
I can see that.
So Wolverine shoulders over here has been a constant menace to them since the first series. He's kind of like a Goldar kind of guy. He's not a monster that they're gonna defeat in any given episode.
Right, he's one of a big bad or the
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a
down
general.
from the big bad.
He's
yeah.
general level.
He's a
yeah.
general.
Commercial?
I think so.
Or
Buffering?
buffering.
No problem.
Possibly buffering. Those other two guys.
Wow, the commercial placement is really weird in this. In this. I don't know why the commercial placement is different
It's probably
online
it's
than it is.
probably entirely based on it's like every 20 minutes or what, or you know what I'm saying? Like every 10 minutes, no matter.
I
where
wouldn't
you are
mind
in the
every
story.
20 minutes. We'd only get one commercial.
Every 10 minutes, no matter where you are in the story.
We're like every 5.
We can time it. So, Mark, 6:37. Here we go.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening here.
Yo, I really need to remember to photograph these and put them on Facebook.
Oh, you're no, Ollie, stop getting in front of the.
Lava monsters are attacking the kingdom.
Not lava,
Lava
monsters!
monsters!
Heroes to call.
Lego has gotten so awesome, and yet at the same time,
the
I'm so
Necronomicon.
angry at girls' Legos.
Yeah, Nexo Knight seems to be the
Like,
big
I'd
thing
be
right
so
now,
110% on board with girls' Legos if they were using proper Lego people.
I wonder how the Lego
Because that
Batman
would make
movie's
them
gonna be next
100%
year.
compatible
Right,
with
all
the other
stuff.
things.
Why wouldn't you make it compatible?
That's what I don't understand.
Attacking.
Because, okay, yeah, it's gonna have some things that girls are more interested in, like, you know, cake shops and puppy grooming salons, but
But there's no reason not to make it compatible with regular Legos, because, you know, who doesn't want to put your puppy grooming salon on top of a pirate ship?
Right.
or, you know, even if you were just gonna be playing town with it, you'd want to connect them with Lego City.
That's on my
Yeah.
shelf right now.
Where else are you gonna get the fire department that will put out the fire at the puppy grooming salon?
Yeah, you gotta save the puppies. Super drive.
Yes.
You need the what is it, the post office to send your mail, and I used to love Lego City. That was the best.
First I'll bite, now I'm bored.
And then they had space, but that was okay because I took the Lego City Airport.
Oh,
and turned it into
supercharger.
NASA.
Is what?
I took the Lego
Wait.
City Airport and
Oh, that's
turned it into
interesting. You
NASA.
can get the supercharger while the Zord is in play?
Wait, what? No, you can't do
Sure,
that.
why not?
Apparently
No.
you can.
No, because that is the Zord chipified. So how can
Apparently
he
you
do
can-
that At the
summon
same time,
the chibi version.
how can you summon the chibi version while the big version's still running around?
Because T-Rex can be wherever T-Rex wants to be.
Apparently.
Whenever T-Rex wants to be.
Apparently.
Because nom nom. That is why.
There was this set back in the day. It was like this crazy
energy
mad
drain.
scientist set. And I got that one and I used it as an excuse for everything else that didn't fit with Lego City.
Mad Scientist, done. Oh yeah, and there's
And I
the
feel like they're
T-Rex's
doing that
head.
these
Yeah.
days with, what's the thing they call it? Lego Dimensions?
Confusing.
Okay.
They basically gave them a Stargate.
Yeah,
So now your Lego people
it's
can
even
go
breathing
from one
fire
dimension
and
to
whatnot.
another.
which looks pretty cool actually.
It really does.
Oh, Dino Supercharged.
All
say
kinds
bye.
of cool stuff is happening with Lego, and the girl stuff is completely excluded.
It's very strange.
I keep saying girl with quotes because, frankly, what if boys want to have a puppy salon?
Yeah, puppies are cool.
They deserve
Also-
a nice salon day.
Puppies.
Have you seen the commercials
doesn't
for
like a
that, by the
puppy?
way? You see the commercials for regular Lego stuff, they usually emphasize how you're going to build this thing and attack those things, or build this thing and attack those things. They just leave the build part out of the commercial for girls' Legos.
And the Zotac ring is draining his power.
That's
Oh,
weird.
no, the Zotac ring. Oh, he broke free.
It's like they expect them to build it once and then play with it as a dollhouse forever.
Say no mere super plunger can hold the Red Ranger.
Here, Hunter. Ian Wells.
Day in warehouse!
Goodbye.
I'll aim for their energems.
Lesson learned. Don't aim for the Ranger, aim for the gem.
Yeah.
How do you aim for their energems when they're morphed? Where are their
know.
energems when they're morphed?
Apparently
We
still
probably
around their
don't
necks,
wanna
sort
know.
of. Apparently,
Like, I mean, I know they've got their Dino Chargers and their belt buckles.
Because remember when
All those-
Sledge
they're
was
basically
able to
AAA batteries,
rip, to
which maybe
rip out,
that's what she means by transmute.
What's a power up or something?
power up the chargers?
No, I mean that she's
changing
scanning them
the-
such that she can make chargers for them.
Oh,
Well,
like taking
but
it from
she already
rock
has
and fossil
chargers
form
for both
into.
of those.
For silver and graphite?
For graphite and aqua.
Right, that's what I meant. Graphite, not.
Because they've been using the Ankylo and Pachyswords.
Okay, so before, wow, his aim is pretty impressive to hit all of them at the
Something
same time.
on Energem!
Oh dear.
These rings are keeping us from working. Come on, Hunter.
Oh no.
Laws have been neutralized. Let's get their energems.
There we go. Graphite and aqua.
Yep,
There you go.
graphite and
Nice.
aqua, because they didn't have their Energems. They were waiting.
Is this
Now
the
where's
first time
purple
they've
is what
morphed?
I would like to know. No.
Alright, so
Oh,
we've
wait,
seen...
purple, by the way, is the lab chick.
Yeah, Kendall.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Why
she's-
she didn't show up just now is a very good question.
I don't know.
Someone's got to guard the lab.
I guess.
No.
And Keeper is useless.
She's purple.
Yes.
Because E.T. I mean...
No, there's seriously no reason that Kendall shouldn't have gone with them.
That's why we cannot morph.
I'm gonna try to break the ring off using the transmuter.
What is the transmuter?
That's a good question.
Cross your fingers, everyone.
I feel like we just invented the transmuter this episode.
The
That's-
transmuter
excuse
is...
me, but that's not
a
even
plot
where they
point.
had the
Actually, he
transmuter.
kind of looks like a
Last time we
gremlin.
Oh no,
Oh.
it's cracked.
Ooh, boy.
What just happened?
She cracked it.
What happens when you crack an energem?
We'll find out. That looks like a brittle fracture right there.
Yes.
You would know.
A little.
Trust him. He's an engineer.
Can I morph? It would be very risky.
He kind of looks like a mix between, like the,
Before the damage is
I don't know,
irreparable.
the
Yoda
not
and
evil,
E.T.?
A little. Yoda, E.T., and like a gremlin.
Or the baby from Dinosaurs.
Not the mama.
He's
How-
got a nose like the
Yeah.
and a
Fix
chin like this area here.
Broken energem.
How do you fix a broken heart? I mean, it's rhetorical.
Lava.
How?
Wait, what?
Lava.
You're putting it in lava?
We're gonna dip it in lava.
Okay, sure, why not?
It's cracked. It's not meltable. I guess maybe it's meltable. Is it organic?
If you
Is
put it in lava,
Well, I
mostly
guess
if
they're
you
running
put
off the theory that it's a rock, so
I guess,
pretty much
but
everything you
wouldn't
put in
it
lava
just
tends to be
become
meltable.
Fluid and flow away, and
yeah, that would be the real concern.
It is nice
Yeah.
to
It
see
would-
the lava springs
Yes, if
again
it is
from the first
meltable, why
episode.
isn't it? Or when you pull it out, isn't it going to be covered in,
molten.
molten magma goo? But
Apparently-
you pulled it back out and it's not covered in molten magma goo?
And he's holding that with fingerless gloves.
The crack got longer! The crack got longer!
Use Dino Armor X
There's a...
What?
What are you talking about? They
There's
want to
a
go for
crack
a
in the
swim in
wall.
the lava now.
What?
Yes, because getting it more hot will be less bad than crack. I don't understand.
I feel like I just watched a Bill Nye the Science Guy about volcanoes, and it feels like if they're that close with their gloves and their fingerless gloves, he should be a little burned right now.
We've been over that already.
Okay.
Because these guys hang out near lava way too often.
Yeah.
And they're not even sweating.
Nope.
No sweat.
It must be part of the having the gem.
How can you use the Dino Armor X Charger when you can't morph? I don't understand.
Well, they said don't morph because it's dangerous. You might destroy it or hurt it further.
I don't...
You will complete the catastrophic failure of your Dino Gem.
Probably could have gotten Chase in with that Dino Armor X Charger, because he's the one who was originally designed for.
Commercial 2. It's been...
No, this would be commercial 3.
Well, commercial 3, but this is at 44. I think
Okay,
we
so it's
marked-
like, no
hey,
commercial.
no commercial, I'm sorry.
No commercial. Fake out.
That's where the commercial should have been,
Yeah.
but wasn't.
Where
Where's
is he projecting?
Rusty?
His energem isn't
I don't
completely cracked. He should be okay. There's nothing more we can do to help him.
It had like this
What?
much left.
What do you mean
When I
there's nothing
just
more we
dipped
can
it
do to
in.
help him?
Just outside
You've got
closing in
3 rangers who can morph right now.
yourself and Tyler. We'll meet you.
3 rangers is a whole team on some shows.
Hey, we're gonna go do things.
Too dangerous for you without your energens. Philip and I can still morph. We'll go.
Good! Finally.
See, that's why. Plot point. That's why they didn't go. Or why she didn't go.
Okay, this is 3 people who can morph. Let's... Aw, jeez.
Ah, crumbs.
Now we have to
I'm
fight
down
the
for
putties
this,
and the
though.
super putties.
Yes.
It's the big blue twins. Wow, that's... Okay.
There
Sorry,
we go.
the white bodysuit just took me by surprise there.
Ah, yes, the reserves.
Random explosion, yay!
I am very
these
glad.
3 are like the 6th ranger equivalent of the series. They don't always show up.
Yeah.
Silver is usually off in Xandar
no.
being a prince.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Graphite
usually...
on Graphite.
Graphite, sorry. Silver's the one they haven't found yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Graphite is usually up in Xandar being a prince.
Why-
Kendall's usually in the lab, and they only just found the Aqua
What are
Ranger.
you doing?
2
What are you
episodes
going to
ago.
do with your energems?
Bleep all.
That's what you think.
What? I understand.
Why would you bring your energems?
Yeah, there's
if your
no reason to
intent
bring the
is
energems.
If your
Unless
intent,
you wanted to give them, it's like, here, take the energems. Go away. We have saved Earth.
Maybe they'll find a way.
Woo!
Go caveman powers!
yeah, he has super.
Captain Caveman! Sorry.
He is unusually strong. There was this one episode where they were all
What are you?
where they were stuck
doing,
in this place
Tyler?
and the thermostat was going down and down and down and everyone was freezing and feeling really miserable. And the caveman was just fine. But in order to keep him out of the plot, they distracted him with a vending machine that had one moon pie left in it. So while everybody else is like chittering their teeth out where they were, he's just like so hungry and trying to get the moon pie out of the machine because they had taken him away from his burger at the beginning of the episode
Yeah.
when he was about to bite it.
Yeah.
And you don't get between Coda and Esperanto burgers.
Yeah, I can see that. So is the theory that he was a caveman around at the same time as the dinosaurs?
No.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
No. He actually found the Dino Gem in a dinosaur fossil,
Okay,
Yes.
good.
which was already fossilized by
That-
the time that he was. But then he pulled an Aang. You see, him and his Dino
Gotcha.
Gem got knocked off into a body of water, and he became frozen.
But it wouldn't have mattered, because doesn't it keep them from aging?
Oh, okay. So
It also
that's why
saved
they
his
took
life.
the rings.
Yeah.
That's why they took the energems, so that this could happen, even though they had no reason to assume it would happen.
In all
yeah.
3 cases, the individuals wound up in stasis with their gems.
Okay. So they were in a condition that should have probably killed them otherwise, but the gem allowed them to be in stasis during it.
Yep.
Correct.
It's not just that the gem granted them eternal youth.
Yep.
Right. They
So
were
how
stuck
did the
in-
knight get stuck in stasis?
Wolverine shoulders.
Yeah, the guy
Um,
trapped him inside his chest cavity.
And the
somehow.
father was apparently in a cave-in.
Yep.
Okay. Unconscious in the cave.
Well, he wasn't unconscious for 10 years. This seems unnecessary, but okay, sure, why
what?
not?
He was apparently not in stasis for very long, so
Oh,
it's
okay,
that
there
they
you
also
go.
stop aging whether or not they're in stasis. He
Uh,
was probably in it
It's
for
kind
like
of
a
like
couple
that
of weeks
Blade
before his
Blaster
friend
formation
Rusty
from
found
season
him.
1.
But then
And
for
then
some
just never went
reason,
home.
he felt the need to run around in the woods rather than go home because he had a power gem and he didn't know what he was doing. And then Rusty found out that his son had a power gem and let him know, and then he came home.
Okay.
Because apparently he can't come home.
Because parenting.
Yeah, I don't really
Hashtag.
know why his dad didn't know about the Power Rangers that had been roaming around for the past year or two.
Yeah, because
He's been in the woods. He's been off the grid.
he really has been.
Including the power grid, apparently.
Oh, and there was a fourth individual who was also sort of slowed down, but this individual decided to retire from being a Power Ranger and turned over the purple energem to them, and it later wound up bonding with Kendall,
Okay.
Yep.
The lab
the lab lady.
girl.
Because basically the energems, they're not like first come first serve when you pick them up or anything like that.
Nice. Look.
It actually takes a heroic act.
Okay.
Hey,
That is bizarre and amazing.
That's kind of neat.
he's got the Megazord arm attachments.
Right, but he's also got 2 different colored boots, and it's really kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Oh,
his
a
boots.
different-
No, he's different color boots and arms.
I noticed the arms. I didn't notice the boots.
Well, he doesn't
And
have different
now he's
colored
all
boots
red again.
now, but I swear to you, a minute ago, he had one purple boot and one pink boot. Look, there he goes
Oh,
again.
okay, nice.
When he gets the
Oh,
arms,
Tricera formation now.
when he gets the
Nice.
boots, when he gets the thing, he gets a boots that matches his arms.
So apparently this is what happens when you dip yourself in lava that's much deeper underground. You gain the ability to use all of your other teammates'
Because the
abilities.
lava that's deeper underground is so much hotter than the
It's
lava
true.
that's near the top.
It's
scientific
pure.
fact.
It's healthier lava, I guess.
It's clean.
Okay, these special moves are really,
Why
really
is
cool.
one of the
That is
boots...
kind of neat.
I
It's,
thought-
graphite.
graphite now?
It's
but he's got
graphite
a
and
green
aqua.
boot on the graphite
that-
side.
No, that was great. Wow, you are just going to town with these things.
I mean, you might as well show them all off now, huh? Because I'm sure one of them would have been okay, but keep them
Black
guessing.
and green. Wow. Yeah, he's just going to town with these things.
You realize
No,
this
that's
is-
not all he's got. He still hasn't used gold yet. Although he has gone through all the arms.
He's kind of like a kid with a new toy.
That's right,
where
because
it's like, I need to
pterodactyl
try
isn't
everything.
an arm; it's a whole separate Zord.
Wow. That was pretty intense.
That was a lot of different forms and not a lot of time.
Yeah, that was some rapid fire power up.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they have to get them all on screen so they can sell you the toy.
Yeah, true. Or the Halloween outfit.
Or here's the thing: now they're gonna actually sell you. If they're really smart about this, they'll sell you a figure with like 6 different boots and like 6
Yeah.
different
Oh,
arms.
man.
Yeah.
And you can interchange them yourself, so you can make all the combos you want.
Build your own.
Yeah,
That'd be neat.
that would be neat, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Heckle's not happy.
No, don't look us in here. Anything but that.
The Rangers love it when we fight amongst ourselves.
It.
Never beat them unless we can work together.
I feel like there's a Hannibal Lecter quote in here somewhere. Like it.
Oh, he's great at the Hannibal lecture.
Anytime we're all
Hannibal Lecter.
play nice.
It's like it.
That's a TV trope. TV
I-
tropes will ruin you.
Wow.
Huh.
I think that's the first time I've ever actually seen a villain do that.
Your get along cell now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets along, or else it gets the hose again. What?
Tell me more, please. What did it look like down there?
It was very red and lava-y.
Picture.
Are you kidding me? Did you really take a lava selfie?
Apparently.
Sure is.
You took a selfie?
Shelby, thank you.
Thank you for being the voice of the audience.
The impossible suddenly becomes possible.
Yeah.
So much to
Like taking a selfie near lava without frying your phone
Yeah.
and yourself.
Oh yeah.
Why does your phone still exist? Where are you going?
Keeper and I have been talking.
Where do they keep their
Where are you
phones
going?
when they're morphed?
Archaeology skills should be put to better use.
What do you mean?
The search for the silver energem is what I need to focus on.
Oh, you're going to do that idea. Okay.
Okay, that's a reasonable reason. We needed to give him a reason not to be around all the time because those 3 are really the 6th Rangers of the season. They
Well, they're the auxiliary rangers.
yeah, they
Yeah.
F off and don't show up.
But Dad, I need you. I've seen you in action.
You don't need me.
You're not 8 years
So I'm gonna spend all my time looking for a rock after I've just
But-
not seen you for 10 years.
But if you
Yeah.
stay around a little bit longer, I won't have to go to therapy for all those years that you weren't here, Daddy. Don't
I think
leave
he's
me
already been in
again.
therapy.
Yeah, he's...
I know it's
Oh, and
Because his impetus through the whole series has been find my dad,
and
find
also-
my dad, find my dad.
don't tell your mother I was here. I'd prefer she thinks that I'm dead.
Aw, another selfie.
What was that? There was something else where the impetus of a character was just, I need to find my father. And then they found
VR Troopers.
Maybe? That
Yes.
might have
He
been.
spent a lot of
Yes.
time. Ryan Steele.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it's not. Okay.
This
Whether-
guy has a
whether-
journal.
Whether it's what you're thinking of or not is separate from whether or not VR Troopers did
Right,
that.
'cause
It's
VR
not.
Troopers did it.
VR Troopers definitely did that. That's the only thing anyone remembers about VR Troopers, really.
He's gotta find my dad, gotta find my dad.
I'm trying to remember.
Anyhow,
I don't-
no, that's how he found the red energem. He was like, I'm gonna go in the cave because my dad was a geologist and you
Or
can't find, like,
archaeologist. Or
archaeologist.
paleontologist. I'm not even sure exactly.
He
what
just
his
said
job-
he's a geologist.
He says he has
Geologist.
geology skills,
Now, was
Okay,
he digging for dinosaur
but he also.
bones?
No, he was digging for dad, but he found...
No, Dad. Was his dad digging for dinosaur bones? Because that would make him a paleontologist.
Yeah, I forget exactly if his dad's.
Paleontologist.
He might
well,
be-
you know who is a paleontologist?
Who?
Purple.
Okay. Yeah.
Sort of.
Lab tech.
Well, no.
Well, no.
Well, she's.
Well, the girl.
No,
that I-
actually,
from the
Purple's
lab-
not exactly a
lady from-
paleontologist either, because she just runs the paleontology museum, but she's somehow
So she's
a
a
mad tech
curator?
genius who requires Pink's help, despite Pink not actually being a paleontologist.
Pink is going to college to be a paleontologist.
Well, yes.
now.
Yes.
Okay.
She spent most of the first season being a wannabe paleontologist who thought she could become a paleontologist by stowing away on paleontology missions.
Okay.
That's how paleontology works, you know.
Right.
She was like, now that I'm here, they'll have to let me work.
Yes.
And we're like, no, now that you're here, they'll have to call the police.
Hi, we've got a stowaway. They don't have any
Because
kind of
at the
proper
time,
papers. or...
Coda and
Yeah.
the bro, as you
Yeah.
were calling him,
Bro.
were working at the Paleontology Museum under Kendall and actually going on paleontology digs because, of course, the idea at the beginning is they're looking for all these energems,
Yeah.
right?
Okay, so
And-
they all signed up for it at the very beginning of this is what
We
we're looking
still
for.
don't know how Kendall got a hold of the bro and Coda.
No, we know how she found Coda.
How she found Coda. We still
Yeah.
don't know how she... We know he got frozen, he pulled an Aang, and we know that
Yeah.
he got unfrozen at some point, but...
Well, they found him
They
and
found
unfroze
him,
him when
and
they
then-
were looking for the energy.
Right.
But we haven't figured out how she met Chase or how she met Keeper, which is like
That's what I said. I said the bro, and you said, we know how she met the bro.
Well, then you said, and then he got frozen in ice, and I'm like, well,
No.
that was Coda, yes.
Yeah, no, the
which
bro,
we know
Chase.
about. Yes, I know.
We don't know how she met the bro.
I know that.
That's what I was saying.
I would
Well,
like
then you
to
started
imagine-
talking about ice again.
So I would like to imagine that it was really just she put up a help wanted somewhere of, hey, we need a volunteer to
no.
go off on
Well, here's the
a
thing, is that
paleontology field
at,
school.
at some point,
Yeah.
before she met them,
Yeah.
each of them had found their energem.
Right.
Okay.
Chase had his energem,
Yep.
and Coda obviously had his because he got anged.
Yeah.
Now, how have they been tracking the energems? Because that could kind of
It
explain
varies.
It varies.
Okay.
Like at the
So there's-
beginning, they
there's
were
no, like,
they were trying
Dragon
to go, they
Ball
were going
radar.
for they were going for dinosaur bones on the theory they'd find them there. Now, incidentally, they already had the pink energem.
Yes.
It just hadn't bonded to anyone.
I don't know
They
how
had
they.
dug it up
I
at
guess
some
they
point.
just didn't know that they had found it somehow. I don't know. Weird.
I don't know. And then the red one, found while looking for his dad.
Yeah.
Stowaway somehow managed to bond with the pink energem.
Yeah.
Well, because stowing away is a symbol
Yeah.
of heroism.
Yeah. Then the green guy found one on his farm,
Yes.
and he decided to take it to the dinosaur museum because for some reason he's like, this is dinosaur related.
Well, he found it inside a raptor skull.
Fair enough.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
He didn't decide to take the raptor skull with him.
Yeah.
But didn't the raptor not get chosen?
No, the
apparently-
raptor did. It just doesn't
It just
glow.
doesn't
for some
glow, and
reason.
neither does the Triceratops, which is weird because that's pink.
Yeah.
And then
Green, at least you can be like, okay, he's already green. He doesn't need to also glow green. But it's like Triceratops aren't usually pink,
No.
so there's
Yeah.
that.
He figured, no, I'm good with my shade right now.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: is that because apparently you
You need to do a heroic deed in order
Yeah.
to
To
bond.
bond.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like Shelby has been working at the museum this whole time because
Yeah.
she's got a serious hard on for dinosaurs. She wants to be a dinosaur person. She's like, dinosaurs. I want to be a paleontologist. This is my thing. She's been working in the restaurant.
Yeah. Well, they all work in the restaurant
Now.
as well. Apparently, you
Because
when you work at the museum, you just do whatever the museum feels like having you do at the time, whether that's
because
going on a dig or
I was
working
just
in the restaurant.
because Athena Legato.
Yeah.
Hi, Athena.
I think.
She's awesome.
Yes.
She's one of our. She just captioned our first.
Yes.
Our first live reactions.
Yes.
Oh,
Because
cool.
YouTube now has community captions.
Yes.
And so shout out to Athena. Thank you for captioning.
Thank you.
Number 1.
Yes.
And I had to watch that to review it, and I was reminded that, of course, at the very beginning, Coda was ostensibly working in the restaurant, but Chase was a quote-unquote bone carter for the museum.
Yes. Well, Coda was,
Okay.
however, also being brought along on digs too.
Yes, but I think that was just because of
They didn't actually
Kendall.
show Coda working in the restaurant in the first episode.
bone carter.
Yes.
He's a very irresponsible bone carter, too, because he had this cart full of bones and a soda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not that archaeologists
Yeah.
don't drink soda, but they probably don't put them on the cart with the bones where they could spill and get soda all over their...
Paleontology?
Fossils.
What kind of fossils? Well, fossils.
I
Paleontology.
feel like I need to know more about geology to understand what was going on with the lava situation.
No,
in this
you
episode.
don't, because if you understood more about geology, you just want to scream at the television.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
not how geology works! Right,
I
Dave?
mean, theoretically,
It wasn't
you go
even that he
deeper,
went
there's more
deeper
pressure,
into the lava.
But
he just
but if
went
it's still
to
surface lava,
deeper
'cause he
lava.
went to a different cave
Yeah,
that was deeper,
it
and it's
seems-
still surface lava.
It doesn't
You would
make
need to
any
go
sense.
deeper in the lava, which would involve going for a
I
swim
don't
in
know
the
what
lava.
that
pressurized.
was. That
I mean,
was
if you
so
go
weird.
significantly deep into the earth, you could get, the whole R of gravity is... Anyway, sorry.
Trust him.
The-
He's an engineer.
Yeah, the logic.
You know that song,
the,
right?
The logic has been failing
so.
more and more.
By whom?
Dave doesn't know. Trust me, I'm an engineer.
It's like a YouTube.
We'll
song
show it to
thing.
you after
Yes.
this is over.
Roger.
But yeah, there seems to be less logic this season than last season. I'm not quite sure why.
Yeah, it actually was fairly cohesive in Dino Charge, but Dino Supercharge is just...
There's been more and more. There's been more cases this season of like, what? Why did what?
You got the crack in the gem in this episode. So
Yeah.
apparently they put it in whatever machine and blew
Yeah.
a ring off of it and
Yeah.
cracked it.
That makes sense.
And then you dipped it with fingerless gloves, which I can't get over apparently, into lava.
on a little stick.
On a
Yeah,
very, very, very little stick.
Yeah.
A metal stick, which probably would have conducted heat. You put the metal stick into the lava, it conducts heat. You probably burned your hands. Maybe
Well, that's assuming the metal didn't melt.
And
That'd
for
be like-
whatever reason,
Right,
when you
That'd be like
withdraw it,
carbide or something. I don't know.
with your gem and your stick
don't know.
are not covered in magma.
What actually
it's
survives
clean.
lava?
Which is actually certain metals
Certain-
would for short periods of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're
I mean, have you never
I
seen
know,
a
like-
YouTube video? They take these out like in Hawaii. So
Yeah.
people who have
Yeah.
like Death
I know.
Wish or whatever, they'll take objects and put them in the front of a lava flow, and then go 20 feet back and video what happens to those
Yeah.
objects when they get.
Yeah.
It's like a can of soda, things like that.
Right.
Really interesting things happen.
Right.
It takes longer than you think for
Right.
a lot of these things to get melted. So I could imagine you being able to stick it in and pull it out and maybe
Yeah.
not have it be completely melted because you just went doop doop.
but you only
Okay,
transfer
but
so
here's the
much
thing:
heat.
when you go doop doop, it should come out completely
Completely red.
encrusted in magma because it's actually quite viscose.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be like it should be stuck on it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you dip something in motor oil, it's
Yeah.
still stuck on there. If you dip something in paint, it's
You
stuck
stick
on there.
something in water,
lava,
it comes out wet.
If
Yeah.
you
You
dip
stick something in lava, it should come
comes
out
covered in lava.
lava.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
What?
There was a no-slip coating on it, clearly. And the gem, too. And there was nothing inside the crack. The crack just got bigger. I'm sorry,
Well,
it got
clearly
longer.
the crack got bigger because some lava got in there and expanded when
Yeah,
they pulled it
that's-
out. Because
it
you guys
cooled
are
and it
complete dopes and don't understand the first law of thermodynamics.
Also,
So that would be interesting if, to
When-
fix the gem, you put lava and just let
Like-
it solidify in there.
I still
It's not
want.
really a
I'm still
fix,
not
but-
quite clear what Tyler's dad was doing for the last 10 years.
Running around the woods.
Like
Hiding from his family
He was-
because apparently he's a freak now.
He was a lumberjack, and he was okay.
I'm a lumberjack, that's
I'm
okay.
there was never any effort to like communicate or like
Apparently he stayed in contact with Rusty, because as soon as Rusty found out that his son had an energem... No, you don't understand. We were screaming at Rusty for a very long time, a couple episodes before that, because Rusty was like, well, your dad was in a cave-in, so you have to understand that We're like, I've never known where my dad was this whole freaking time, Rusty, and you were there. My dad was in a cave-in. You'd think you could write home and be all like, your dad's dead.
Yeah, it's like...
I spend my entire life on this, and you knew it since I was 8.5? What is wrong with you?
Exactly! That was our argument!
You might have to, and it was like, you might have to come to terms with the fact that your father may not have survived. What do you mean may not have survived?
No, it wasn't.
You think he may not have survived?
Even that.
Why did you
it
not
wasn't even that. It was like it wasn't even that. It was like, but do you think he may have made it out? Well, I suppose anything's possible. What kind of answer is that?
Did he say it with a wink, wink?
No, but he probably was winking in a way that we couldn't tell now that we know that Rusty has known this whole time that his dad had an energem and was running around the woods in blue. Well,
because blue is stealthy.
Like
in aqua.
I kind of wanted for when the reveal happened to be like, wait, Rusty, you never told my family? What was the first thing I told you to do after I ran away? You are a terrible friend, Rusty.
In aqua-colored self-assembling carbon nanofiber.
Yeah.
Mm. So the self-assembling carbon nanofiber is a function of the gem and not of the...
it's just a self-assembling nanofiber with an
intracellular
sheet.
matrix.
No. Sheet of memory.
Alloy.
Yeah.
In other words,
reasonable.
It's not spandex.
Yes. But still.
But what about
that?
But
Dad, where were you the whole time?
Spandex?
Oh, I spent the last 10 years running around the woods with my friend Rusty. No, you don't need to tell your mother.
Rustback Mountain.
Pretty much. I don't... It's like...
I'm
also really...
shared a few handshakes.
Also, we've never seen Tyler's mother. We have no clue what her feelings are on all this.
Do we know that she's still alive?
I always get the feeling that Tyler didn't have a mother to raise him, so that his father, like, fobbing off into the forest, left Tyler an orphan.
That's just even more upsetting.
It really is.
Because if it's just him, it's like, okay, I'm a danger to my family, but it's just your son who's now an orphan and stuck in the system.
I feel like 90% of Power Rangers who have parents come from single-parent households. And note I just said who have parents. We don't know about most of them.
I saw this comic strip the other day where this lady was giving birth, and then the doctor pulled the baby out, took a look, and the kid had pink hair, and he looked at the mother and he said, "I'm sorry, ma'am. She's a main character."
Oh, yes.
And then
because it was anime.
And then she was like, "No." And he's like, "Yes, you know the rules." And then he just killed the mom.
Tragic backstory.
But, yeah.
In anime, if you have an unnatural colored hair, you're probably a main character.
And it's likely that you don't have parents.
Yeah. But, like...
Sorry, ma'am.
It's gonna happen.
She's a main character.
But, I mean, like, most... I mean, well, okay, in Mighty Morphin, we got to see their parents for Parents' Day, and they all seemed to have two parents for the most part. But
Except Billy.
Except Billy.
Oh, Billy.
And Kimberly's parents were divorced, but at least both existed. And then we didn't really get... Oh, let's see. Tanya had both parents. They were just lost on an archaeological dig, which just happens to people's parents.
Apparently.
I really want to see Tyler meet up with like Tanya and Trent. And it's like, oh, your parents were lost on a dig. Yeah, mine too. What's up with that?
We got something in common. Let's chill. Because apparently archaeological digs are dangerous.
Seriously,
like where you go, but.
I'm glad that you decided to focus on your engineering degree instead of your archaeology degree, because otherwise...
Bullet dodge.
We might have lost you.
Yeah.
And we're glad you're still here.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
Happy to be here.
Crazy.
Dave is a lot of fun.
Good guy.
Or though, on the other side, if I had pursued it, and if I had had children, I could have gone off on an archaeological dig, disappeared, and then they could have been Power Rangers.
Yes, this is true.
I mean, that's the flip side of the coin.
That's pretty much the way that works.
Yeah.
Or Hey Arnold. I think Hey Arnold's parents were also lost on an archaeological dig.
You could bring the kids with you and be the wild thornberries.
That was an awesome show.
And then, let's see So first we had Billy. Then I think the next one to clearly come from a single parent household was
Wes?
Justin.
Oh, okay.
Whose dad was, coming and going all the time because he couldn't get his life together after his mom passed away. Then,
where the hell was Wes's mother?
The first.
Who knows?
Not in there.
No, Wes's mom was not in the swear jar.
Oh, no, wait, no. There was Billy, and then there was Rita Repulsa only had her father. We never saw Rita Repulsa's mother.
But Rita Repulsa is a grown woman.
But, and then we had, well, at least Sprocket and Gasket came from two loving parents.
They're villains!
They're machines! Okay.
Machine Empire.
And then we had Divatox. Divatox, she only had her mother because her father was tossed into the pit of eternal despair by her mother.
What happened to Andros and Astronoma's parents?
They're off with the rebels, apparently. We never met them.
But they exist.
They exist.
Okay.
Well, everybody's parents existed at some point, and they wouldn't be here.
Well, Andros said that he
Machines,
hadn't seen them since the evacuation of KO-35.
How old were they when they evacuated KL-35?
They were fine right before that.
No, I mean, how old were the kids?
Oh, this was like when he was like, I guess, 16, 17, whatever. He was a Power Ranger by that point.
Oh, okay.
So I have to ask, was that the name that the inhabitants of the planet gave the planet?
Yeah, as far as... It's a space colony.
Okay, sorry.
I don't know where they came from to colonize it.
But it was a colony.
Okay. It was a space colony.
Right, it was not a planet.
It was a planet.
But, yeah. Okay. Sorry, for some reason you think the people living on there, alright, you have the colony number.
They're referred to as Korovians.
Okay, so, Korovia, I could see, is the name of the planet.
KO-35.
Okay.
That's the name of the planet's KO-35.
Because why not?
Yeah. I don't know.
They're far more practical than we are.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I'm wondering if there was a KO, like just a KO-1.
What about KO 1 through 34, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
They went the same place as Babylon's 1 through 4.
Oh.
That means it didn't end well for them, by the way, if you've ever actually watched Babylon 5.
Like,
There were Babylon's 1 through 4, and it...
We really shouldn't have been surprised by the invasion of KO-35, considering what happened to KOs 1 through 34.
We tried 1 through 34. That didn't go so well. Let's try 35. This'll turn out better, right, boys? All right.
Let's see. I mean, Astronema was kind of raised by a Ecliptor. That's almost like a dad kind of thing. It was sort of an adopted relationship.
Father figure.
He was a father figure.
Right.
I will be your
in the same way that Alfred's like a father figure.
Is he also a butler?
Well, he was her general when she came of age.
As opposed to Darkonda!
Darkonda!
Who outranked her?
Who outranked...
Astronomer.
No.
No?
No. No point did he outrank Astronomer.
Somebody outranked her.
Well, Dark Spectre.
Well, aside from that.
No.
No?
No.
No?
She was never outranked. I mean, she was captured and re-brainwashed by Darkonda, but that was really the only job he was getting. Darkonda outranked her in, saying, oh, I just kidnapped you, therefore I outrank you. No, that's not really how ranks work.
Well, he was the one who had to get her back under control when she started going good.
Well, yes, but he was basically... It would be like saying... the HR person outranks the manager. It's like, not exactly. They may have hired you, but you don't work for them. Darkonda was really like the HR person of the United Alliance of Evil.
So is he the one that they would kind of call up and report to? Hi, I'm having a problem here. I was in the lunch line.
Well, he was one of those
My
terrible.
coworker seems to have been going good lately.
Actually,
Look,
you know
we
what?
saw the
Actually, come to
videos. If
think
you
of
see
it,
something,
he was
say
having
something.
meetings with Dark Spectre, being like, "Hey, I'm a little concerned about Astronomer over here. I think she's remembering her goodness. This might be a problem. I think we're gonna have to lay her off." Pretty much. That was pretty much what it was.
Or
To
put her
which
back through
Darkonda
the
was like,
company training.
no, we're not laying her
Yeah,
off.
Dark Spectre was like, no, she'll prove her loyalty. She'll prove her loyalty. She just proved her betrayal. Oh, we'll fix the loyalty. We'll fix the loyalty. I don't. The interviewing I just can't go through that again. I don't have it in me to train a new person. Let's just bring her back. Come on.
We
It took us like 15 years to train the last Princess of Evil. I don't want to have to go through that again. If she wants a raise, we'll give her a raise. We'll add the benefits package of the cybernetics, whatever. It'll all be good.
Because we've all seen the statistics. It costs way more.
I
to hire
totally
someone
wish
in.
that was actually how jobs still worked. This was the good old. What does it say that that job security in the United Alliance of Evil is better than it is in the United States of America?
Now I've got Henchman stuck in my head by Kirby Crackle.
That's a great song. YouTube that song. Kirby Crackle Henchman.
Put it in your search bar.
It's a good one, yeah.
Except on
I think it's that
Tuesdays, because that's when I dungeon master for my friends. And do you have a healthcare plan?
Hi,
That I'm your man.
Always be a henchman. Alright, now where was I? Oh, Captain Mitchell, single dad. There we go. That's where it really started coming in. There you got Captain Mitchell.
Mason Truman.
And we had Captain Mitchell. Then we
I
had
self-censored there, so I don't have to use the swear jar.
Impressive.
Good. We have Captain Mitchell. Then we got hit with Mr. Collins. Then after that, we had Sensei Watanabe in Ninja Storm. We
Let's say
had
guinea pig, because it would have been really hard.
we
to
had
have that
Anton
name
Mercer
for your
as the adopted father in Dino Thunder.
Yeah. So many things about that.
Let's see. Not really. Parents didn't really come into play so much in SPD since.
They were grown adult people.
Yeah.
Well, their parents
That's their
were
career,
their
so.
parents were all responsible for them having powers, but for some reason we never actually met their parents in present day. I don't know what the deal was
There
with
was
their
a
parents.
lab accident.
Actually, I think
They're all dead, Dave.
Wait, why
We're-
can you say that? You're Dave.
I guess.
They're all dead, Dave. See, that's better.
actually come to think of it, I think that Jack and Z did refer to their parents in past tense.
Yeah, there was a lab accident.
No, there wasn't a lab accident that killed them or anything.
Are you sure?
No, the lab accident just mutated them.
No, it's subsequent lab accident.
What subsequent lab accident?
The one that killed them all.
You're just inserting an extra lab accident to kill them all.
Yes.
And
Wait.
actually, I think...
Can you imagine that? It's like
How
we have
else do you
had-
kill off the superhero's parents? Lab
had-
accident is...
you know what? I'm just gonna assume
50
it was.
days
I'm
since
just
the
gonna
last
assume it was
accident.
it was radiation poisoning that mutated all their children, but eventually killed all of them. That's what I think it was.
That's way more long, drawn out, and painful.
Yes. Well, also, Jack's parents weren't archaeologists, were they?
No.
They were like relief workers or something like that. They were still traveling to jungles and doing things.
They were like with the Peace Corps or whatever.
Yeah, something
Because
like
the Power
that.
Rangers is very fond of the Peace Corps.
Udana was almost single mother, but then Nick's dad came back. Who
Although
else?
that does mean that Nick grew up without his parents for most of his life.
Hartford only kind of counts as a single parent, because he literally manufactured his son, which was awkward.
He's a robot.
Like
RJ only had his dad.
Who effed off to be a...
He was the
Shark dude.
Well, he didn't I mean, they were both adults at this point. They just had kind of.
Yeah, but I always get the picture that Sharky Dad was kind of neglectful.
It was more
Your
emotionally.
dad's
I
a
think.
shark.
That's still neglectful.
Well, yeah, but that's different there's a difference between being emotionally distant and literally abandoning your child.
Or being lost.
I mean, they still
On an
followed the same
archaeological
career
On
path.
an archaeological dig.
I mean, they still followed the same career path, so it couldn't have been that bad.
Well, he just wanted to be like him so he could get to know him.
Yeah.
So he could get his acknowledgement.
This is true. This is true.
Daddy,
Well, his dad was very
recognize me.
disappointed that he decided to be a wolf instead of a shark.
Well, it would have been redundant.
Yeah.
You notice that
Shark.
there aren't too many
Shark.
repeats?
Yeah, I know. And then we had, Mason Truman. We had also Flynn's dad.
Flynn's dad was a single parent. That's true.
And
Ziggy was...
Summer got both.
Summer had
parents, at
both
least.
parents. Ziggy ostensibly was raised either in an orphanage or by an uncle or both.
By an uncle?
Yes.
Did he mention an uncle?
The uncle came up a few times.
Okay. I don't quite remember the uncle.
I mean, the way I figure it is that the uncle eventually found him because he must have been in the orphanage for a while to have, run into the whole business with that thing. But
Remind me what the deal was with the uncle.
he would refer to the uncle say, my uncle told me this, my uncle told me that, my uncle told me this.
Okay. I don't remember that bit very well.
Or I used to do this with my uncle. So I get the picture that he was orphaned and then wound up somehow...
Reconnecting.
But it's amazing
Reconnecting
how
with-
it's almost always
with an
single
uncle.
fathers. We have, no mothers. We had Divatox's mom. Excuse me.
It's a
We had
momless unit,
Divatox's
hence-
mom.
He's the main character. Kill mom.
Yeah. Divatox... I almost forgot. Rancic and Nadira was also single father with a daughter, and I don't even know how that one worked. I don't know if they were... if she was adopted, or...
Well, if you're
Well,
going to go
mother
that
wants
far,
to
then you
have
may as
father.
well include Grum and Moira.
That's a little bit shakier. Grum never referred to Mora as his daughter. Rancic specifically referred to Nadira as his sweet, precious daughter repeatedly throughout the series.
You missed the first season of this. We
Yeah.
had almost a Rancic and Nadira kind of couple, except for they were...
No, not Rancic and Nadira, because Rancic and Nadira were father and daughter.
I said almost that kind of thing, only instead it was a dude and his fiance.
Yeah, it was still the same sort of doting kind of.
Yeah.
That's fair.
My precious, precious princess.
And then
Okay.
and then there was the whole thing with Jaden's father, and we met Kevin's father, and we have no clue what the deal was with their mothers.
We have no clue what the heck was going on with Emma's parents at all, because we only met her sister.
Emily, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Emma. Remember we explained this.
I have a
she was
problem with Emma
Remember,
and-
Emma was raised by Jane Goodall. Is what we decided.
You
What
know,
are you
learning sign
doing?
language
What
with
the-
the monkeys.
He just tried to bite my button and then
Yes, I
left.
know.
This is not eatable.
But yeah, pretty much the only case I think where we've seen a ranger with only having met their mom was Riley. Riley, I think, is the only ranger where we've only met their mother and no father. It's always either father or both parents. Riley's the only ranger where we've only met the mother, and I think that...
Honorable mention to
Divatox.
Nick from Mystic Force for not knowing who his dad was until very close to the end.
True, but he also... Well, he found out who his dad was around the same time he found out who his mom was.
Fair, but she knew the whole time.
Well, she didn't know that she didn't know he was her son until right around the time that they found out what happened to his dad.
Yeah, she was side-eyeing the baby blanket.
Well, she didn't see the baby blanket until that same episode where they found out that Korag was Leon's son.
And then we're supposed to believe these two white people had a Persian baby.
Oh, they weren't both. Okay, she was very white.
It's recessive gene.
He was not super white. I don't know what ethnicity he was, but regardless,
They
these
should
were
have made-
three people with three clearly different ethnicities.
They should have made Lee and Bo more Persian.
Yeah, is that Fierce Durrani's?
He's from the Middle Eastern region.
Okay, I didn't know if he was. I didn't know he was Persian or what.
I'm not sure that that's the correct term, Persian, but he's definitely
Iranian would be Persian nowadays.
He's from the
Yeah.
the Caucasus.
Well, that okay. No, the Caucasus are north.
He's
The Caucasus are up in the. That's Russia, isn't it?
no,
Yeah.
which is why no. which is exactly why they say it's wrong for you to call white people Caucasian.
I thought the Caucasus were Russia.
Hang on, let me just figure out where Fierce is from, because he's...
I thought the Caucasus were north of the Himalayas. Yes? No? Maybe?
I don't know, I'm not looking that up. I'm looking at Fierce Durrani. He's Lebanese.
Lebanese. Interesting. I did not know that.
The more you know.
That is interesting little fun fact there. All right, so we've
Also,
gone off.
He's very drunk.
At least at the first Power Morphicon. All right, so I think we've gone off probably on.
It's the region at the border between Europe and Asia.
What?
The Caucasus is the region in the.
It's the border between Europe and Asia. Yeah, it's up in Russia.
What? No, it's down by Turkey.
Turkey's
countries: Armenia, Azerbaijan, Georgia. Oh, parts of Russia.
Parts of Russia.
But it goes souther than you think.
It doesn't go into like Afghanistan and it doesn't go into like Afghanistan area though, right?
Partially into the top of Iran.
Okay.
But more like Azerbaijan, Armenia, Georgia, this area.
Okay.
So yes, some southern parts of the Russian...
Was Georgia was part of the Soviet Union, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, I know it's really more Middle Eastern than it is.
The point of the matter is
that it is European, or because I
Daggeron should have been more.
One of my students is actually from Georgia, and it's noted how Georgian as a language is very different from like the languages that almost everybody else at my school speaks. It's much closer to like Afghani or Iraqi.
That's true. You've got a lot of Russian speakers, a lot of Turkish.
Serbian is a Chinese, Serbian, some Russian, some one student from Bulgaria.
But these languages are more closely related than Georgian is.
Yes, which I was surprised to find out. And kudos to my student from Georgia, because he speaks English quite well, and he apparently didn't really know any English before he came to
the school.
Well,
that does seem to be a thing with those kids at your school. Their parents will send them there without any knowledge of
it. But he's picked it up very well.
Which you'd think if you were going to send your kid to the States for school,
yeah,
especially for high school,
yeah,
that you would get them some English language lessons when they were in middle school.
I have some kids who
because you'll pick it up a lot when you're
practically
nonverbal. But I don't know.
But no, he picked it up very quickly. Fair number of,
I
was very surprised
that kids, isn't it? Whose parents didn't give them any English before they came here.
It's really just
I think one of the big challenges actually on
but they've all got apps.
Is that
they've got apps for that.
I think the fact the alphabet is so different between English and
I would be completely daunted by trying to learn the Chinese alphabet.
Yeah,
so
I think that's probably the big source of
But
it.
Here's the thing:
also,
don't those countries also use the Roman alphabet?
To an extent, what, like China?
Well, I know Japan also uses the Roman alphabet, not frequently.
Well, not frequently. Not frequently. To
but
my
you'll see it on like advertisements.
It's
like that.
It's a combination of.
But typically,
it's a combination of the Chinese alphabet being so foreign to the Roman alphabet, but also we have so many Chinese students. They're not actually really being immersed in English.
Right, so they're basically
they speak
they form
Chinese.
Insular groups and
they speak Chinese to each other all the time.
Right. So instead of having the opportunity to practice English because you're immersed in it, they're not.
They're singling. I mean, which was with this Georgian student. He can't speak to anyone else in Georgian, so that's why he's probably learned.
Yeah, and he's picked it up. He speaks English very, very well.
Well, he's been here for 4 years?
No. Like less than a full year.
Oh, he's a first year.
Wow.
Well, he's not a first. He's like a junior, but it's his first year in the country apparently.
That's fine.
Like I was talking to him about it, and I'm like, wait, really? Because I'm like, you speak English really well. I would not have guessed that you were that new to English.
Yeah.
So like the fact that he's only been speaking English for like a little over 6 months, and can converse quite fluently.
Wow.
It's very impressive.
Well, that's what immersion will do for you.
Apparently.
Sink or swim.
Yeah. I've always wanted to go to a Spanish-speaking country and get completely immersed because my Spanish, it's stalling.
Mm.
I feel like that's the next step for trying to learn more Spanish.
Well, it'd be good for us to go to another
learn
country
that?
at some point.
Oh,
Like,
well, my father speaks Spanish.
yeah,
I'm half Latina. So.
yeah.
But he didn't teach me when I was little. I kind of had to come to him about it later on. He tried to, but when I was a kid, I was, this is boring, papi.
Yeah. But I mean, like,
Which is what led me to thinking that was called La Lampada with a D. But it's actually La Lámpara with an R. But the D and the are a little bit too similar when you're when the R is in that position in the La Lámpara and the Lámpara.
La lámpara.
Lámpara and
Lámpara.
Lampada.
Lampada. Yeah.
It's not Lampada, it's Lámpara.
Yeah, it's with the,
But the R goes
tongue. Yeah, tongue
Okay.
up in the front a little bit.
all right.
Lámpara.
So once again, we've gone off on another tangent.
Like,
It happens.
But Dave, any thoughts on the episode? I know it's been like half an
forgotten
hour.
the episode. He has no idea what we were talking
I remember lava. I remember not burning. I remember non-stick. I think that whatever they're using on that little gadget that they stuck in the lava, they should start marketing for pans.
This is true. Those
Right?
would be great.
Right?
Those would be
Non-stick
great
pans.
pan. But I don't know how well they would conduct heat, though.
Yeah.
That could be
Well, that's why you just need a
problematic.
very thin layer on it.
No,
Well,
but
I don't
then
know.
we're
Maybe-
gonna have
maybe
that
it's just-
Teflon problem because what if
Maybe it's a super well insulated handle, and then the end of it's made of a different material that's that can.
Yeah, but the one thing
That
is
could
that
work
if
like
we
a
wind up
conductive
using
core.
a super thin coating of the thing, we're going to run into the same problem we ran into with Teflon, which is where the super thin coating chips, cracks, gets in your food, and someone gets poisoned.
and then
Yeah.
it poisons the water supply. Yeah.
Like, we don't have enough problems with water supplies in the United
No,
States.
that's already that's the actual chemical I believe that's currently
good.
poisoning.
Husak?
Not
Flint?
Husick Falls.
Husak Falls.
Yeah, different from
From
Husak.
Husak. Oh, excuse me.
Different place, different water supply. But yes,
There's the city of Husak as well?
no. It's this. Anyway,
Anyhow,
But
Husak Falls.
Husick
Which
Falls.
you may have seen.
On the Daily Show, they mentioned. So wait. The place in New York where the water is making people sick is called Husick Falls. Are you kidding me?
That's right near here.
It's not. It's not.
It's
far.
in commuting distance.
It's in community
Yeah.
distance. It's yeah.
Kind of
I
agonizing.
don't like to.
but
I
it's-
don't like to go into too much detail about our locations.
No, I'm just
online.
saying that it's within an hour, and
Yeah.
it's so it is a news story that interests us.
This is true.
It's part of our region, and so that's why we're talking about the fact that Teflon is what's in the water over in Husak Falls.
Husick Falls.
Husick Falls.
Yes.
Who's sick? You sick? You sick?
Yeah. But it's getting better, from what I understand now.
Well, they got Aaron Brockovich.
Yeah, they got Aaron Brockovich on the job. But yeah, it's
No, literally.
yeah. She's working on
wasn't a
both
joke.
that and Flint, Michigan.
Okay.
And it's a very similar situation to Flint, Michigan. Although I
Well, no,
believe
Flint's
not.
being poisoned by their own pipes.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
but it's
lead
still in
pipes,
terms
I
of the
think.
water not being drinkable.
Yes,
Potable.
It's
because they
PFOAs.
they changed the water supply, and the one water supply had the stuff in it that protected the water from the pipes, and the other water supply didn't have the stuff that protected it from the pipes, causing the pipes to corrode and the pipe junk to get in their water, and now they
Yeah,
can't drink
well,
it.
yeah.
Whereas in Husak Falls, I thought it was runoff from a factory.
It is, but it's still, even though it's runoff, but it's runoff that's been running off for a very long time.
Right, I'm just saying that if you
And-
was to go to Flint, Michigan,
Yeah.
and go down to the reservoir and dip a cup in it, you could drink that. If you go
That's
to
true.
Husak and you dip a cup in
Husick
the
Falls,
reservoir,
yes.
it's already bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
The water is
and it's
is
like-
gonzo.
And it's
The
like
source is
it's
bad.
Like in Flint, if
the groundwater.
the government would get up off their butts and replace their pipes,
Yay, cost savings.
they'd be okay.
well,
Things are more difficult in Husak Falls because
Yeah.
the water in question is no good. You can replace the entire infrastructure, but the water
Right, is
is
contaminated.
effed.
Yeah.
Like the Hudson River is effed.
Yeah.
Nobody drinks from the Hudson River for a very good reason.
Yeah.
Because usually you come out pretty bright colors. If you
But
get swimming.
yeah, they've at least been doing pretty well in the cleanup and getting the proper filters in place. It's a very tricky thing because it's something that they didn't even know to test for until recently.
Yeah.
And it's something that is toxic in very, very small quantities. So they need very good filters.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Well, things are way more complex in Hoosick Falls because of that. Whereas in Flint, the answer is obvious. The government just won't do it.
Well, okay, it's still a complex thing because replacing a pipe system is a extremely extensive process.
It is an extremely extensive process, but
they're both very.
the issue is
they're both complex.
The solution
issues.
is sitting right there, as opposed to in Hoosick Falls, where, as far as I know, they're still researching what on earth can rescue this water.
Well, they need the proper filtration.
Have they discovered what the proper filtration
Yes.
is? Oh, they have?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying so long as they filter the water properly, then it's okay. In
I did
that
not
case,
realize that they had managed to come up with
Yeah,
a
that-
reliable filter yet. That they were still
I think they
investigating and
I think they
experimenting.
just don't have it on a wide enough scale. But in isolated locations, they've managed to apply proper filtration.
And let me
the
guess,
thing
the
is more
isolated
so.
locations are places where people have more money.
I'm not sure. The big thing is that it's into the groundwater.
Yeah.
So that's where that challenge comes from. But if you can apply the filters to the proper places, then the pipes are still usable.
Yeah.
As opposed to in Flint, Michigan, where they need to replace the entire infrastructure. So they're both very large, complex problems, just for different reasons.
I think we have different definitions of complex. It's a very large problem.
Yeah.
With a very simple solution.
Well, it's a simple solution like, oh, I know what we need to do. We need to tear down this city and build a new one. Like, that sounds like a simple solution, but that takes a lot of time and money. And that's basically what you're doing. You're ripping out the pipes of an entire city and replacing them. Yes, that's simple in concept, but in execution, that's going to take a long time and a lot of money.
Right.
Yes.
Now, if they had taken care of it early, then it would have been
If they had just put the stuff in the new water supply that was in the old water supply, nobody would have been in this situation to begin with. The protecty stuff.
Yeah.
Because they had this protecty stuff that went in the water and stopped the water from corroding the pipes.
Yeah.
It was in the original water supply. If they'd have put that stuff in the
Yeah,
second
they
water
changed
supply,
over to a corrosive water supply that then, due to its own corrosion, became more contaminated.
Well, yeah, it was corrosive because it didn't have this additive in it.
Yeah.
Because water in and of itself is corrosive.
Well, to an extent.
Water in a lead pipe
Yeah.
is corrosive.
Yeah.
Flint has lead pipes.
Well, I think that it wasn't just pure water also.
But they had this, like, stuff that would go on, and it kept an ongoing barrier between the water and the lead.
Yeah.
And then when that all got washed away, suddenly the water is full of huge amounts of lead.
Yeah.
Which is just going to mess with everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. They're
And
both
speaking of water
really
filters,
bad.
the ones they have out there aren't working.
Yeah. It's really messed up. So, I don't know how we got on this topic.
I'm sure.
Oh, it's because of you and the lava.
The lava.
And the
yes,
Teflon.
And the Teflon.
And then you
and the coating.
brought up the fact that Teflon was what made
Dave is sneaky. You may notice he doesn't say much. But somehow he managed to trigger a 5-minute debate between me and Marisa about water contamination. Just by virtue of mentioning how whatever it was, it could be dipped into lava, could replace
It's much
Teflon.
unlike. Okay, that is actually a similarity between Dave and Guy. I was always like, these two are so completely different because Dave is like a ball of sunshine and Guy is like, bleh. But both of you, with like 4 words, can just change the course of a conversation. You're like Doctor Who. You're like, doesn't she seem a little tired to you?
Oh.
All right. Let's end this. Let's
Yeah.
end this thing before I get ranting about Civil War Spider-Man.
Hey, Underoos!
Stop it! Don't make me angry. You will not
You
like
wouldn't
me
like
when
him
I
when he's
win.
angry.
He'll
I
make
don't
a
want-
separate video about that.
I don't want to talk about Civil War Spider-Man right now, okay? MCU Spider-Man... Okay, I'm just going to say this. I'm just going to say this. That's Ben Reilly. That is not Peter Parker, okay? Can we all agree on that? That's Ben Reilly in those underoos, not Peter Parker. Okay? Peter Parker was played by Andrew Garfield. This new guy, Tom Holland, Ben Reilly. Okay? I'm glad Ben Reilly's making his way into movies now. I'm glad Ben Reilly's making his way into movies. It's not Peter Parker. Okay? That's all I'm doing.
It's Ben Reilly, sweetheart.
It's Ben Reilly.
Because absolutely the wrong outfit for Miles
Because
Morales.
he is a clone, he is not the real Spider-Man.
And it's the wrong outfit for Miles Morales.
Yeah.
This is also true.
I wish they would have used Miles Morales.
I was tempted to start calling him Miles Morales instead of Ben Reilly, but I'm like, no, we can't have a white Miles Morales. That's just as bad. No, actually, that's worse. So,
That's worse.
Yeah.
That's worse. So he's Ben Reilly. It's okay.
Okay.
All right. So,
until
Solved.
next time.
yes. Until next time, farewell, Ranger fans, and let the power protect you.
Underoos.
Ben Reilly!